Hello guys, it's Julian MT from the room, and this is just another segment of the blues are going to be involved, of course, and also how I trade the BB bands. I finally got a video with Jasper, or I finally got a video. Sorry about that. I finally have a video that shows me not trading, and I can just skip forward and show y'all exactly what I mean. So let's get straight to it. The first one we're going to talk about is the UC. It's the most active pair. It has the oil momentum bars at an 8, and the top bar is at a 1 right now. So it's kind of in the motion of, is it going to go up, is it going to go down? But we did see that we have a blue super pink with the yellow pointing to the upside, and on our 1 hour we have a blue arrow and a red arrow. Now that's very important for us because that shows in a longer term base that might be where the next arrow that's where the candle's going. That's where the price for UC is going. And the correlated with the purple bands, I used to trade the UC on the 15-minute. That used to be what we used to see. That's how it looks to me with the support bands. Instead of the orange and yellow, those used to be the support bands for me. And so now what I see is the BB bands, and I see the BB bands pointing to the upside. It's flatlined. It's also flatlining on the 5-minute as it bounced, and it shows continuous bouncing off the 5 minutes and also off the 2 minutes. So there's no trade yet, but that is where we're looking at. I mean, this is just from the start of the room or whenever it started recording. So we'll be patiently waiting for the UC to go to the upside. And MT is probably playing some music right now. And when it happens to the UC, I'll pause the video when it should have been a successful trade. And while we're waiting, let me explain something about the UJ. The UJ right now is a 3-0 to the downside. It has just bounced off of two lines on the 5-minute and on the 2-minute. So that's showing us that it has momentum going to the downside, and we're looking to trades to get into the downside. So when you see the UJ flash high momentum, for me 3, 4, 5, that's all high momentum, then you get into your trade to the downside because it's a 3-0 to the downside. And if everything goes correctly, EU, since it has its blues, guys, we're looking at this point of it being flat, and we see that it's flattening on the 15 and on the 5-minute and on the 2-minute. It's about to bounce off the top of the bands. There's a blue there. So any super arrow or any high momentum that's pointing down on the red EU, we're taking it to the downside. GU, for me personally, it is kind of messy, and I just don't like GU, so I won't trade it. And we see on the UJ we didn't get our momentum that we didn't want. We didn't get the momentum that we wanted, so we didn't take a trade to the downside. So patient plays a big game, guys, a big game. Here goes on the UC. We're having some more momentum. It's flashing. Not too sure what that is. It's flashing. I know I think it's about 8 right now, or 6. But our top bar is still at 1. So there's still no trade. We're still eyeing our trade. You know, for people who took a trade, let's say at this super pink with the yellow, I mean, that's probably up 10 pips right there. So they have a better price entry than us if we was looking at it now. But we can still be possible to get more pips. And this is a big factor. Why? Because of still the acronym prior is still, I still use it. And since this has very good potential to go into the golden road, that's a good sign that we're going to be able to take this up with momentum. Also, on the UC, you know, this is a blue red. We love to see a blue super pink or super red. So if this red arrow, from the words of Jazz Friend, if this red arrow on the UC turns super pink, we know that shows a lot of momentum going in. And so that right there, this 15 minute, this 1 hour, and this 5 minute, and even 2 minutes is correlating with each other. And we'll just have to see longer term about the 4 hour and the daily. And here we go. As we see, here goes the white arrow, here goes the red arrow. Still not giving you the momentum bars. It's still not giving you the momentum, so we're not taking the trade. On the UC as well, it's still flashing, so we're not taking the trade. And it's not giving us enough momentum to get in. And on the EU, like we were explaining, it wants to go down because of the blues. If a blue super arrow, it bounced off the purple bands, but didn't give me enough momentum to get in. And as we patiently wait and we wait, we see +2 with momentum. So the UC, I'm sold. The UC, I'm sold to the upside. I'm buying it. That was enough for me to give me, it's right by the purple bands. Oil is flashing 9 with, and it definitely is flashing now. It's showing 9 and flashing, so I'm up on the UC. And here goes the UJ. See, since we already got one trade in, see if we can get another one. And we're looking at the EU. So if the EU gives us red momentum, that's going to be very good for the UC also to keep going to the upside. So we take this trade, and we see the 4 hour is now 1 hour. I'm sorry, is now a super pink. And if you're looking, the 4 hour has a blue, so that's 1 up, 2 up, 3 up, 4 up. So that's a 4-1 to the upside. No, this is the formula. And this is where, since we have this momentum in, this has potential to go past the orange road. So take profits off. We have our blue, and this is the grade A trade. And still in the UJ. In the EU, we haven't gotten to a trade. The GU now makes sense for a 1 hour because it has a mem, so that shows mem on the 1 hour and a mem on the 15, so that shows good momentum to the downside. With high momentum, I'll be looking for trades for that, but I'm still trying to trade the UJ down and the EU down because of the blues. So even though it's a 3-0 to the upside on EU, just because of, I will be taking it to the upside. I want to take the EU up. Don't get me wrong, I want to take the EU to the upside because of the 3-0. But for now, since the blues are in play, that is what I'm looking for. So if we get a super arrow down, I'm taking the EU down. So it's the same thing. If we get a super arrow pointing to the upside and it breaks past and the blues disappear, then that means this 3-0, it's working. It's going to go up. It's going to continue its trend to the upside. And here we go. The UC is still performing. So let's say that we take 5 pips and you don't want to do your take profit off. When can you get into the trade again? So we have the UC right now. It's kind of freezing, and you see that it's still going to the upside. Do you wait on momentum to flash again? And the answer is yes. Wait on momentum to flash again, and you're going to get another trade to the upside. And there goes momentum, so you take it again. And there goes our UJ. It has a super pink on the 5-minute. And so all we're waiting on UJ is the momentum to kick in. And there we go. That's high momentum. So UJ down. UJ down was right at the orange line. And we're looking at the EU. Looking for what it's going to do. See, right now the EU is still performing to the upside. It's still performing to the upside, but we haven't taken a trade to the upside simply because these 15-minute blues. Even though I want to take a trade to the upside, but we're not taking a trade to the upside on EU. And there goes, that's 5 UJ down. And once again, if you're trying to take UJ down again, let's say you missed the move, you would need for the momentum bars to give you high momentum to get back in. So don't chase a trade. Don't just take a trade just because it's going down. Have momentum to get inside, right? Okay, I'm just going to speed up because it got a little lengthy. I just want to show you the end result. And here's the EU trade. Momentum was in and higher than normal. DX is correlating and down it goes. So, and that's how we trade. Now, it's important to see that right here it's very important to see that on the EU it had its super arrow and it went down. We're still trying to take the EU to the upside. It's 2-1 to the upside with the red arrow that just appeared. So keep in mind it was 3-0 to the upside. So at this point here we have a red arrow on the red arrow and it's bouncing off the 5-minute BB band. And the 2-minute already bounced off the BB band, but still close to it where it wants to bounce. And we'll take this trade off a double with higher momentum, especially if that red arrow turns pink. Okay, and here goes the UJ, still continue to go down, high momentum, and we took that trade. And since we were definitely watching it, it will be, you can see better entry points. And we know this works. We know the EU goes to the upside, has a super arrow with momentum. And here goes the UJ. The UC. So I want to take a brief moment and explain something right here. This 5-minute signals, someone in the room took it, and it's kind of crazy to go against this big, tremendous move to the upside. Even though you don't see it in the future, since we already know it's going to happen, but you don't want to go against something like a reversal like this. So taking this 5-minute is risky. Very, very risky. And then even taking this 5 minute is risky. You can get pips, don't get me wrong, but taking that against, there's no signals pointing down against all of this, I wouldn't try to take it down. I just wouldn't. And there goes our UJ all the way to the top of the purple BB bands, and it makes a lot of sense how it's done. There's certain entry points that you can get in. Here goes a, look at this, man. This is wonderful. You can see on the super pink. We was just gonna explain this. There it goes. 36.01. There you go. High momentum, 8 momentum, and we're taking the trade. We have a red 5 minute pointing to the upside. The 15 minute red that was pointing down is no longer there. So we're taking this back to the upside, and we're still going to continue the prior into the longer terms. We're going to correlate it and incorporate it into our longer term. So now we're looking at the 1 hour to get past the orange golden road, and we see that it broke the 2 minutes and it's breaking the 5, and it's right on the orange line when this actual super pink appeared. And since it's on the orange line and it's breaking past the orange line, that's showing great momentum. So that is just showing us to the upside, right? And here goes the EU that we would have taken again off the blues for max potential, but probably at this point is where you want to be looking for upsides to the EU. And that's pretty much it. There's a couple of rules I want to incorporate into the room. I'll just play. There's a couple of things that I want to tell about. Some of my rules are never go against 3 zeros. So right here on the UJ, I would never taking the UJ to the upside. I would have never taken it unless we had more signals. It's trending and the arrows are pointing down, so the UJ, I would not take a trade going to the upside. Even if a blue appeared, I would not take it because I get hurt. You get hurt too many times. Also, since you need more than one blue to take a trade to the upside, for example, the UC, the 15 and the 1 hour, then you even got a bonus for the 4 hour, so that's 3. Like on the GU, see there's this blue pointing to the downside, but here you go, some blues pointing up. You need another blue pointing to the upside to take the GU to the up, and that's pretty much it. You need more than one blue to take a trade, just like you need a blue with a super arrow. So that is pretty much it, guys. I mean, here goes. This is as well as I can explain the BB bands and how I trade the BB bands. This is the perfect example, and this is what we all look for right here. So right here. So this is basically it. This is how it is. This is how it is. We look on the UC, and this is a lot. Look on the UC. I start at the moment. So at the 15 minutes, it's pointing down. It went past the orange road, and I look at the 5, and it's touching the BB band. I look at the 2 minutes, and it's touching the BB band. And since that it's kind of slowing down as you see, you have it going down. Now it's going to the upside. You just see it slowly going to the upside. So what I'm anticipating is, just because it's really close to the BB bands, I'm looking for any trade going to the upside. Now, I'm not going to say that's where BB traded at, guys, at that exact moment, because she sees price going to the upside. So she may be trading, taking that right here and taking it for potential of the most 3 that she can. So her entry points are really, really good. But for me personally, we need, and for every newbie in the room or anybody else that's watching this, I would definitely prefer to take trades off momentum. BB is a great trader. She's wonderful. She reads the markets really well. So there goes our +3, +8 momentum on the UC, and we're in the trade. So let's say we got in right here. BB got in right here. So the entry point for her is she's just reads the markets really, really well, and that's where she would get her confirmation, and so she would probably score her 3 pips right there because of that move. Now for us, for newbies, for more people, we need signals pointing to the upside. And don't get me wrong, it's not just because off of it touching the band and it retracing. There's also a story involved. There's also signals pointing to the upside. 1, 2, 3. You have a 3-0 to the upside. So it's not just she's looking at that, but it's a 3-0 to the upside. And there's still blues in play. And it just bouncing is real close to the purple band. So that's why we'll be able to take a trade like this with confidence. And so we even get more momentum, more UC, more oil pointing to the upside. And there's no new signals, but there's our super pink. Now it's a confirmed trade, for us. For a super pink pointing to the upside with high momentum, we're in the trade. And see, the thing about BB though, since she got in right here, she could have scored, let's say this was only 3 pips. She could have scored her 3 pips from here to here way quicker than someone got from here to here. So that's where she's scoring at. I bet y'all didn't know I was going to talk about BB strategy, did y'all? But that's exactly how I see it as well. I see the 15-minute pointing, the red is pointing to the upside. So what I do now is, that's a good price. It's below the orange road, on the 5, below the orange road on the 15. We had a super pink pointing to the upside, and we also have a 15-minute red. So now we're looking again to take another trade. So if it flashes momentum, then we're taking UC to the upside. And that will be another trade off the BB bands. So what we used to see is just this. We just used to see the 15-minute UC, and the BB bands weren't close. They weren't as close as they were here. So what you'll see is the purple bands, the BB bands, that used to be the support and resistance band. So how it changed is it lets you know where it makes sense to trade because of flatlining and the purple bands. Now it's not taking a toll on us. It's not like, hey, we're not guessing anymore. This is showing us exactly where a lot of the best trades are, best entry points are. Instead of guessing and just getting in off of momentum off of any random candle, now we're looking at the purple bands and looking at the entry points and seeing if that makes sense. Seeing if taking an entry point at the purple bands with high momentum makes more sense. and we took another trade to the UC to the upside, still 15-minute red, super pink, and the 5-minute is close right here. So at this point, if we didn't have high momentum, I would be probably doing a take profit out because it's close to it. I can just see it going down. Now, some people, they just get it right here and they keep it in and it goes through, but I'll take my profit out right there and looking for the next trade. And as you even see that even though that it went up here and it went down, I take my profit and I was looking again, I could have got into another trade to the upside, but that's just where I am. You know, I take my profit right here, take it out, look for momentum, and I take another trade. Even though you can keep it in, I'd rather take the trades off momentum for sure, pips. Okay, that is it. I feel like I explained that very well. Please go over the video again and rewatch what I was trying to tell you. It's very important. This is the whole meat and gist of everything we need to trade. And thank you once again for listening. If you did watch the video, and hope you enjoyed. Thank you.